everybody doing? My name is Brady. I'm an enrollment advisor. We are live at Lambton College. Thank you guys so much for joining. I think we got a few people watching, and some more people will probably watch after this is posted, which is even more exciting. But welcome. Just want to say hey to everybody, and thank you for joining up at our live campus tour of our main campus here in Sarnia, Ontario. This is where 95% of our programs take place. Maybe you are learning what we have to offer. Maybe you've applied to a program. Maybe you're a current student, just bored, want to see the campus that you're currently a student at with. Whatever reason you're here for, thank you so much for coming by, and we're really stoked to have you in the room. This is, so we'll go over some housekeeping stuff just because this is live. It's going to be a little bit of a tour today. We'll go see the main parts of the campus, but this time of year, it's more exciting just to open up that door to conversation and see what kind of questions you might have. And that's kind of one of the best parts about doing this stuff. I should be okay now. Okay, there we go. This is one of the first things I want to tell you about is as I walk through the campus, I'm going to be moving from access point to access point, router to router. And as I do that, the connection's going to glitch a little bit, just like you saw me probably freeze for a moment there. That's going to happen quite a bit. And sometimes we lose connection completely, but stay tuned because we will be back. I just have to get to that next access point for our internet in the building here, and we'll be right back. So fair warning, if you see me glitch, if you see me freeze, if it gets pixelated, if I drop completely, stay tuned and we will end it by letting you know that it is ending. We're not just going to close things off and shut it down. So just stay tuned if we drop or lose connection here. But since this is over YouTube, one of the best parts is you can write questions in the chat and we can put it on the screen. So let us know why you're here. If you are looking for information on a certain program, let me know. If you have applied and maybe you just want to see what we have at the campus here, you can let me know as well, and we can post it up on the screen. So don't be afraid to ask any questions. I'm an enrollment advisor, and my entire job, the whole reason I'm employed by the college, is to help you get the best information that you can get in order to make the best decision that you can. And hopefully that decision is to attend Lambton College. And let me help you get there. Let me help you figure all this stuff out, and can't do that unless you let me know what's going on. So use that chat as much as you like. Let me know your favorite color, your favorite movie. Just say hello. Let me know you can hear me, see me, that kind of stuff. And we'll be happy to post it up on the screen and make you famous for a couple seconds as I answer your question. Okay. So once again, if you just joined up, hey, my name is Brady. I'm an enrollment advisor. We are at our main campus in Sarnia. This is what we call the South Building, but really it's the main building. There's a few different spots on this campus, like a few different buildings, where if you're a student at Lambton in different programs, you might have classes in a different building. So, for example, our esthetician and hairstyling program takes place in our Lambton Event Center. Same with our culinary management program. We won't be seeing those spaces today. They're across a parking lot about 5 minutes that way. However, every single course that we offer for domestic students, full-time domestic students, or every program, I should say, that we offer for full-time domestic students has courses that are going to take place on this campus. And this is where all of our student services are. So that's why it's really important to see this spot over everything else, especially during these times where we can't invite you as easily on campus, but that's ending pretty soon. In the meantime, we got the amazing power of YouTube and our live streaming capabilities to show off the school. Once again, I'm going to implore you, ask questions, let me know what programs you're looking at. We got a big campus. We got over 90 full-time programs. I don't have time to answer questions about or show off every single space for every single one, but I'll be happy to go to the spots that you guys want to see. So don't be afraid to let us know in chat what you're looking at, and we will go there. I can see somebody's trying to write a message, and we're trying to get it up on the screen there. It can be glitchy sometimes, but we'll get it up there. No worries. Kyle, looking forward to power engineering. See, this is what I'm talking about. Good stuff. Okay, Kyle, we'll go see the power engineering stuff and show that off for you. That's actually at the opposite side of the school from where I'm at right now. But we have a lot to show off when it comes to power engineering technology, and we got some pretty cool spots. So we'll go see that in a little bit. With that being said too, we have courses happening in person. You can see students walking by me right now. So some of the lab spaces we might not be able to get into. If there's a course going on, a class going on, I really don't want to distract our students in their lab spaces by walking in with a camera, making them feel all awkward. So worst case scenario, we just might not be able to get into every single space. We'll get into as many as we possibly can. And Kyle, thank you so much for letting me know what you're looking at. Pre-fire, guess what, Peyton? All those students that just walked by are all pre-service students. So they're here for some of their fitness courses right now. So we will see the spots on this campus that are going to apply to you in pre-service. So far we got power engineering technology, we got pre-service firefighter education and training. Both of those programs have courses that take place on this campus. Pre-service firefighter has another campus that we won't be visiting because it's about 15 kilometers away from here. You may know, you may not know, but we are home to Canada's largest live field fire training facility. We're the biggest school in the entire country when it comes to pre-service firefighter education and training. So we have a lot to show off there, but unfortunately that's 15 kilometers away. So we won't be seeing that today. However, we do these live tours out there every once in a while. So stay tuned to your email, watch your text messages as they roll through, because we'll tell you when that's happening. We did one last week. It didn't go too well. It was really cold and it killed my phone about halfway through. So we tried to do a live tour out there last week, but it literally zapped the juice right out of this phone. However, pre-service, we will show you the fitness stuff, because you will definitely be taking your fitness courses here on campus, but we'll talk about how that fits in. Photography, wicked. I love this. Okay, we got power engineering, we got pre-service firefighter, and we got photography. So photography also takes place in our Lambton Event Center. That's where our studio is. So we do have a state-of-the-art photography studio. It's 6 different bays. We won't be seeing that in person today because I know there's classes happening over there. But there's 6 different bays that you can use for all sorts of different aspects of photography, whatever you're interested in. If you want to focus on portrait photography, if you want to do product, maybe abstract, these I don't know the right word, but when the photography backdrop looks like infinite, I guess you could say, like an infinite backdrop. I don't know if that's the right word, but you know the type where like the product's sitting there and it looks like it's just sitting in the middle of space and time, like there's nothing around it. We have that type of setup, so you can do some really cool things there. But then we also have 6 different bays where you can use for whatever purposes you want to use. We also have an equipment bay with well over $200,000 in gear. Largely Nikon and Canon, mostly Nikon. So if you shoot Nikon, you're in good luck. And you can rent out as much of that equipment for free as you like. So if you want to get a full light setup, pocket triggers, all that kind of good stuff, you want to get a big telephoto lens because you don't have one, you want to do some nature photography or sports, rent that from our equipment bay, sign it out, take it home with you, get your photography projects done with our equipment. You get access to well over 200,000. We also do our own printing in that program. So I do want to talk about that because we're not going to see that space today. But when it comes to photography, that's an area we're very proud about, and the coordinator really makes it unique. The coordinator's name is Richard Deland. He's a Juno-nominated photography. So Juno is the Canadian Music Awards. He is a major music photographer. He has shot album covers for bands like Nickelback, Green Day, a lot of hip-hop groups in the 90s. He was also the Tragically Hip's personal photographer on their final tour. So he runs our program, wealth of knowledge, very well known in his industry, and he will be one of your professors. The other professors in the program are also all professional photographers. We have an Associated Press sports photographer. We have London, Ontario's largest, most accredited and award-winning wedding photographer who teaches in our program. We have an entrepreneur who does a lot of product photography. So he's really cool to learn from. Anyway, so you're looking in the right spot there. Okay, good stuff. So we know what programs we're after today. We're going to look at a bunch of stuff. Stay tuned, because we are going to show off not just program areas on this campus, our south building at our main campus, but we're also going to see student services. And if you're watching this and you have not applied yet, definitely let me know. You can do that in the chat. You can do that by emailing us. You can open up a live chat on our website at lambtoncollege.ca. The bottom right-hand corner, you'll find a live chat box. You can open on any one of our web pages, but we can cover your $95 application fee. So if you haven't applied yet, it's not too late. Today's actually the last day before the equal consideration deadline for highly competitive programs. So we can help you get an app in for free. Okay, so right now I'm in our Nova Chemicals Health and Research Center. This is our newest wing. So hopefully you were here at the beginning when I said we're going to lose connection. I made the mistake of standing in what's probably one of the only dead spots in this building. Okay, so point being though, we're in the Nova Chemicals Health and Research Center. This is the northmost part of the school. Right now we are just walking past some of our active learning studio classrooms. They're to my left there, where you might have a course in all sorts of different areas like business, math, English, kind of more standard classroom type stuff. But all the fun stuff in this building happens upstairs. I know we got a few people watching, about 8 people. We know of 3 different program areas, which is power engineering technology, pre-service firefighter education and training, photography. But if you're thinking about any other programs, let me know, and I will show off and talk about your specific program. One thing I do want to highlight here, of course, is our gymnasium. There we go. This is one of the largest gyms in the Ontario College network. So there's 24 public Ontario colleges. Some of them have students with over 40,000 students, 45,000 students. We have 3,500 to 4,000, so we are a smaller college. However, that doesn't stop us from having some of the biggest and best equipment out there. So that seats about 1,200 people. We have a 208-inch LED Jumbotron. You can see it right there. Feels like a miniature NBA game when you're at like one of our basketball games. Lots of fun. Okay. And please let me know if you have any questions. This is way easier for me when I have stuff to chat about. So don't be afraid to post up some questions in the chat there. This area is pretty cool. So this is a couple different things happening all around me. One, this is our 42-bed simulation hospital. It is one of the largest, most technologically advanced training hospitals in the province. So for nursing programs like Bachelor of Science Nursing, Practical Nursing, this is by far one of the biggest and best spaces you can learn in the entire province. 42 beds in total. Many are outfitted with a human simulated mannequin. They're $80,000 a piece. They're essentially robotic like humans that breathe, and you can inject and pull their blood and administer different levels of care, all sorts of different cool things. They're in many of the beds in there. Then we have 2 ICU units with fully quarantined ICU rooms, just like you'd find in an actual ICU unit, even right down to ICU beds and headboards, everything that you'd find in an actual ICU unit inside of a hospital. They're at the very back of the room. There's a class going on, so we can't go in there today. But in those ICU units, you'd find even higher fidelity mannequins. They're $100,000 a piece, and they're really cool to see in action. So you'll see some pretty cool stuff. Okay, so that's the hospital. This is the hospital pharmacy right beside us, and then our compounding room. We'll talk about how all of these programs work together in a second. Right inside here, you will see our paramedic lab, a big giant ambulance. That ambulance was active and on the road. It's outfitted with all the same equipment that you'd find in a real working ambulance. However, now it's on the 2nd floor of our right down here, we have our 2 apartments. Oh, this is kind of cool. I don't think there's anybody in there. Hello. Nope. Okay, we're good. So this is kind of neat. This is currently set up for most likely a forensic investigation is my guess. So it looks like a really messy apartment. You got our living room, we got a bedroom back there, papers everywhere. Got sharps containers, there's no actual sharps in there. Kitchen, place is a horrible mess. All this stuff's not real. This is staged. That's not an actual orange. That's quite clearly a plastic orange. You can tell by the way that it is. But we use this space for all sorts of different programs. So these are fully simulated apartments. We got all sorts of weird stuff. And they, like I mentioned before, have details right down to a bathroom and a bedroom. It's an apartment. I can't say that enough times here, I guess. However, this gives us some really unique opportunities because we can use this space for all sorts of different program areas like police foundations, where we're doing forensic investigation. Something happened in here. We've set up a fake crime scene, and our police foundation students will come in and investigate that crime scene to try and figure out what might have happened. We also use this space for personal support worker to learn in-home care when they're taking care of their clients. We can also use this for paramedic, where our paramedic students can get a call. Maybe somebody collapsed in the bedroom. They don't know if they had a heart attack, but they know they have to go to the hospital. So our paramedics get the call. They come in just like a real call. They go into the bedroom, they get the person out, they put them on their gurney, they bring them to the ambulance, then they have to go to the hospital. And they quite literally do that in these programs. Really cool to see in action. So I talked about being in the apartment. Our paramedics get that call, they go into the bedroom, they find that person who is collapsed, maybe they had a heart attack, they get them on their gurney, they bring them to their ambulance, just like on a real call. Then they have to keep that person alive for 1 hour, 2 hours, however long it takes to get to the hospital. When they get to that hospital, it's right across the hall from that ambulance that they just had that patient in. They bring the patient into our emergency room here. The nurses triage that patient with the paramedic student, bring that patient into their care, and then our nurses put the call into our pharmacy technician students to prepare medicine for that patient that was just brought to them by the paramedic students. So it's one big happy health family. Just like in real life, when you're a paramedic, you're going to have to go into to rescue people. When you are a pharmacy technician, you're going to have to move very quickly when that need for medicine is there. And as a nurse, you're going to have people drop at your feet all the time that you might have to bring into your. So that is how our health building all works together. Right down here, just want to show off some study pods. So these areas here, they're called interview rooms, but they're open for students. A desk, some chairs, a big TV with a sound bar. You can Apple AirPlay music and TV there. You can do projects on there. There's plugins for your computer. You can also use Chromecast on it. So if you want a private space where you can throw up a TV show or maybe practice a presentation with your group mates, these interview rooms are great spots to do that. Some nice hangout spaces here, overlooking parts of our soccer field. We're just going to walk by our hospital. Not too much to see in that window. Like I said, there's a class going on today, so we can't get in there, unfortunately. That hospital. Right beneath us is our occupational therapy assistant, physiotherapy assistant lab. So we have an amazing 2-year diploma program about occupational therapy, physiotherapy assistant. There's a huge demand for OT. So if you want to get into the medical field and you want to get into patient care, OT PTA is a great area to look at. This is the other side of our pharmacy technician program. You can tell it looks like a retail pharmacy. There's even a front counter. It's a class going on, so I don't want to creep those guys out too much by pointing a camera at them. But the retail operates just like an actual retail pharmacy. However, students can't go in there to buy medicine, but when it comes to simulation practices, we have a fully operational retail pharmacy, hospital pharmacy, and a compounding room. A compounding room is where pharmacy technicians learn how to make different medicines. They might take a lozenge or maybe a pill that is prescribed to a young person that they will turn that into a drink or into a lollipop or something like that. You can do all sorts of cool things in those compounding rooms. So we're just coming on to the other side of our gymnasium here. Got a guy down there practicing some basketball. Maybe he plays varsity for us. I don't know. Once again, if you're just joining up, my name is Brady. I'm an enrollment advisor at Lambton College. My job is to help you get the information you need to make the best decision that you can. So let me do that. Oh, I saw a comment real quick and it disappeared. We'll try and get it back up here for you. There we go. Oh, it was there for a second. I'm getting teased with that comment. I want to read it. Okay. So I think your comment is about postgrad. Oh my gosh, it's just going crazy. So postgrad and HR. Yes, we have a part-time program, HR management. I think HRMG is the program code, Human Resources Management. It used to be a full-time program, so I knew more about it when it fell under the full-time blanket because that's kind of my area, but now it's offered through a part-time online school. So essentially, to be eligible for that, you're going to need a diploma certificate. Well, a diploma at the minimum is my guess. I don't think there's many business certificates out there that would be eligible. Or a degree in business. Can you talk about postgraduate diploma in human resources? Angela, gotcha. Good stuff. So it is a postgraduate program. Specifically, you're going to need a post-secondary education in either in a business or business-related field, either a diploma, advanced diploma, or a degree is my guess. I'm not looking at the credentials in front of me, but I would imagine that's going to be what you need. And it was when it was a full-time program. It essentially sets you up to go right to the CHRP and get those letters at the end of your name. So if you want to become a certified human resources professional or I think that's what CHRP stands for, either certified or chartered, one of the two. But if you want to get those letters at the end of your name, become an HR professional, you're going to have to go through the CHRP, and that's going to take some prerequisite work. And that prerequisite work is our postgraduate human resources management program. So that's by far your fastest way to get into the human resources field, get the letters that you're going to need to become a human resources professional. And there's more details on that on our program webpage. I'm not the most versed in it. I know we offer it, and I know it's very popular. And it certainly was when we were offering it full time. However, go to lambtoncollege.ca/HRMG. Pretty sure that's the code still, and you'll see everything that you need to see there. Okay, so we're just in the fitness center. Just going to do a quick walkthrough and talk about what we have here. So there's quite a few different, all the equipment here is very expensive. It's actually one of the nicest fitness centers in the city. So if you like working out and you want to work out while you're a student, come to the fitness center. It's completely free of charge. It's not an additional subscription or anything like that. This is part of your student fees. I shouldn't say it's free of charge because it's built into your student fees, but it's not an additional fee that you have to pay extra for after you are a student. To put it in perspective, if you go to Good Life or Planet Fitness, each one of their treadmills is like $8,000 or $9,000. These are about $14,000, $15,000. They're actually banded. So they don't have the thin rubber treads. They have thick rubber bands on them. So they're very comfortable to run with. We also have a personal training studio. It's just behind me there. We'll run classes out of there, but there's also a virtual trainer built into the room itself where you can go over to the wall. There's a computer built into it, and you can hire a virtual trainer anytime you want. So if you want to do a spin class and there's no spin classes happening, hop on the computer, hire the virtual trainer. There's no cost, and they pop up on the TV just like you hired someone to come in for an hour. We also do live classes out of there. So if you want an actual instructor, just watch the schedule. You can also AirPlay, Chromecast, that kind of stuff to the TV there. If you just want a private area to work out, maybe you do it there. So cardio equipment here, we have some kind of machine equipment. There's some circuit training stuff to my right. And then we have our weight room just over to my left there. All right, so that is all included when you're a student. You don't access the facility through the instead, here we go. You would enter through the gates on the main floor. Anyways, that's just kind of like a back door we use for these tours and stuff. Tried my hardest to keep people off camera there. I don't think we got anybody, but that's why it wasn't showing off, kind of like the weight room. There's a bunch of people working out right now. That was weird. Paper just flew out of nowhere. So we do have another fitness studio. It's right to my right hand side here. Okay, well, that spot is very famous for knocking this stream out, and it did this time. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. We were where we left off, was right down that hallway, just past those storm doors. Wherever my finger is, there it is. Anyways, right to my right when the stream died, we were walking past our secondary fitness studio. So for the person looking at pre-service firefighter education and training, you might have seen some people working out really quick as we walk by. Those are our pre-service firefighter education and training students doing some fitness courses. That fitness studio is only used for program specific training. So it's one advantage that we have by having 2 fitness centers and 2 gymnasiums. We didn't get to see the other gymnasium, unfortunately. We may in a little bit, but we have 2 gymnasiums. One is that giant one that we showed off on camera. The other one is a little bit smaller. But we use that once again for program specific training. So for any programs requiring fitness courses like police foundations, pre-service firefighter education and training, sports and recreation management, we have a whole separate fitness studio and gymnasium that we can do program specific courses inside of, and students aren't fighting for equipment with people just trying to work out, that kind of stuff. Okay. Cool. So we are continuing on. Good stuff. If you guys have questions, I know we've had a few. We just had somebody ask about HR management, post-grad online program that we have. If you want to become a human resources professional out there, CHRP. We've talked about power engineering technology. We're heading there right now. We have talked about pre-service firefighter, and we've talked about photography. If there's any other program areas that you're curious about, please let me know, and we will talk and show off those spaces. Okay, hopefully the stream doesn't die here, but this is our brand new chemistry lab. This is still expanding. We got some even more exciting stuff coming on down the road, but for the time being, we have brand new state-of-the-art chemistry labs. We have an organic chemistry lab and just kind of a more standard chemistry lab, which is right to my right here. So if you're in any program that has chemistry as part of your program map, it will take place in this area here. Brand new state of the art. These just opened up last year. You can see the fume hoods there. You can see the workstations. We can do all sorts of different cool things in there. It's also because of the amazing research that takes place on campus. We are the #1 college in all of Canada for student research positions and ranking overall in funding. So we are the top school in the entire country, or sorry, number. All right, I think we're coming. Oh, I think you're there. Should be back now. Okay. Wow, that was a rough couple seconds. I can't believe it didn't drop completely. Okay, so we're back. So I was saying we are #2 in Canada for applied research, #1 in Ontario, and that's part in why we have those brand new amazing chemistry facilities, but we have a lot more research spaces than just that. However, if you are looking at programs like chemical production, power engineering technology, chemical lab technologist, or anything else that takes place, pre-health sciences uses that space. I'm sure power engineering technology would use that space as well. You will have courses inside of those brand new chemistry labs. Right now I'm in the upper cafeteria. It's mostly seating here. There is a Tim Hortons that's behind me that's normally open. We're just getting back to having students on campus after the pandemic shutdown. So it's not open at the moment, but that Tim Hortons is going to open soon. There's also another spot called Nourish. They do like stir fries and that kind of stuff. So they are right beside the Tim Hortons. And then your main cafeteria is right to my right-hand side, Marketplace Cafe. So lots of selection inside that room there. There's a salad bar, a soup bar, ready-made sandwiches, ready-made salads. There's another spot called Grill & Co. They do like burgers and poutine and breakfast and fries and that kind of stuff. Really good, really yummy food. We also do different daily specials on the left-hand side. So be sure to check out the special board. It's right outside the main door. And you might find that there's like a Sushi Monday or something happening if you want to get some sushi, or maybe turkey dinner around Christmas time. There's also a Tim Hortons inside the Marketplace Cafe and a pizza. So lots of selection inside that little room. And no matter what you're after, I can guarantee you'll find it in that spot or one of the other cafeteria spots that we have on campus here. The one spot that I would love to take you to, however, is currently getting a makeover. It's the Lion's Den. You can see, where is it? There it is, right above. It's very hard. This video is flipped. Anyways, the Lion's Den. My finger did not point anywhere close to where that actually was, but you might be able to see the letters right over my shoulder, right beside that stair set. That is the front entrance to the Lion's Den. The Lion's Den is our on-school pub, or in-school pub. They do serve alcohol, but you don't have to be drinking age to go hang out there. If you want to grab a drink after class, you're more than welcome to. If you want to go listen to music, or maybe grab some food from Marketplace Cafe and bring it into the Lion's Den pub, you can do that as well. It's your space to hang out with your friends, play games, listen to music, watch bands, go to different events. But the school pub is by far one of the more popular spots. And it's currently under construction, so we can't go in there. But the good news. Okay. So we are heading towards our trades wing. Power engineering is the other way. We're going to head down there in a second. But I just want to show the campus shop because this is one of our other more important spots on campus here that you're probably going to want to know where it is, especially when it comes time to buy your textbooks. So this is the campus shop. This is going to move upstairs at some point in the future. Might be next September, might be a little bit thereafter. But if you're starting a program in September, you're going to find this as a new home at some point during your studies. In the meantime, you're going to find it down here in the ground level floor of the school. Lots of stuff inside the campus shop there. There you go, they're waving. Hey, how you doing? So they do textbooks. That's where all your textbooks can come from. Their website's fantastic. They also sell program-specific uniforms and patches, that kind of stuff, and then just Lambton swag. Generally, you can see sweaters, t-shirts, hats, all that kind of good stuff. Snacks, yummy snacks. But every student most likely is going to end up interacting with these guys to get their textbooks. You can start building out your textbook list after you get your class schedule in August. Usually that's when they launch. And then you can start building your textbook list shortly thereafter, but we're going to let you know when that becomes available. And their website's fantastic. You can use their website to build out your entire textbook list, order it ahead of time, and then you come down and just grab it. You're good to go. Or you can come in and grab them off the shelf, whatever you're happier with. And if you want to show off your school, you got some pride, you want to wear a logo, you're excited, grab a sweater, t-shirt, whatever else you're interested in. They got tons of clothes and the prices are fantastic. One area we won't go down because it does end the stream every time we go down there. It's right at the end of this hallway. That's heading north in the ground level floor of the school. That would take you to our pre-apprenticeship trades wing. We have our millwright mechanical technician program that takes place down there. We also have our welding techniques program. Police Foundations has another lab space down there that they use for criminal justice aspects where we can do like mock court. We can, they actually have a jail cell down there, that kind of stuff. However, because it is notorious for ending our stream, we won't be able to go see that. We will see some of the millwright spaces as we start venturing north in the school here. Millwright takes up by far one of the biggest footprints in our campus, and some of the labs and bioindustrial technology that we're going to head to now. Okay. Any questions? Let me know. Feel free to use YouTube chat as much or as little as you like. Okay, I'm gonna go really quick. Courtyard right beside me. We'll talk about that upstairs. If I go slow here, hello, check one. Okay, we're back. Good stuff. So that spot, once again, is one of those spots that's notorious for knocking out our stream as we walk through kind of the stairwell that we just ran through. So when I glitched and ended, I was in, I guess it's B building, but right outside of our courtyard. Now I'm in the Center of Excellence in Energy and Bioindustrial Technologies. This is home to many of our technology programs. It's also home to many of our research labs. Like I mentioned, we are #2 in Canada, #1 in Ontario for applied research, #1 in the country for student research positions. So research is one of those things that we do best. And for you as a student, that means that we have quite literally the best opportunities in the entire country for you to get employed as a researcher on campus. We even have some postgraduates that are built specifically for that. And research is something that every college does and seeks and is a huge part of their name and their funding models and all sorts of different advantages for the political nature of colleges. But more so than anything, it's an opportunity for us to invent things, change the world. And you as a research student or employed researcher, after you graduate one of our programs, have the ability to take part in that and quite literally invent things the world has never seen before. So that's the research side, but there's also academic programs that take place down here. So we'll see some of those as we start moseying about. Right to my right-hand side of it is our distillation lab. This lab space is currently, we're looking at an elevator, but this lab space you can't see too well in the camera. The lab's not on or running at the moment. However, at the back of that room is a distillation tower. And that distillation tower ours is very tall, but made out of acrylic. In real life, they're made out of metal. And that's where we can actually create and distill off different types of products. Maybe we're seeking butane or methane or something like that. In that distillation tower is where we can actually improve the purity of whatever we start with, or completely create, I guess, or remove a certain type of product that we're after. So we can start with some kind of base solution, run it through the distillation tower, just like our process operating students learn how to do in the chemical production power engineering program, and distill off and create some kind of different compound or material or resource of some kind. Right to my left-hand side is our electronics lab. So students in our instrumentation control engineering technology program, power distribution and control technician program, millwright in some cases. I think they might be in there, I don't know. But we learn electronics inside the electronic lab, imagine that. Specifically creating different types of electronic controls will take place there. And speaking of which, as I walk by these guys, we will see our robotics lab, or PLC lab. So those are most likely instrumentation students learning how to program robots. Those robots are FANUC. It's the largest robotics manufacturer in the world, FANUC. So if you look them up, you'll see they're all over the place, and they are brand new state-of-the-art machines. We just installed those about a year ago, and students in our instrumentation control engineering program learn how to run them, program them, quite literally run them. And then the millwright students at our millwright mechanical technician program learn how to maintain, install, and repair those FANUC robots. So students in our millwright program, for example, actually get a course instructed by one of our professors who is certified by FANUC robots, and they get a specific tangible certification after graduating our program that says they know the maintenance, installation, and repair of the robots that are part of the world's largest robotics manufacturing company, FANUC Robots. So that all takes place in that lab space. As we walk by too, we saw some of our research labs right behind me. They're all good. Right behind me is one of our research spaces. Then we have some student office spaces right to my left-hand side. But research is a massive part of who we are. And for you as a student, that means that there's opportunity to make money and potentially change the world by inventing something we've never seen before, or improving some kind of some process that could potentially change the way an entire industry operates. You can actually view all of the research projects we have going on our website right now. Okay, so now I'm at the first level of our Center of Excellence in Energy and Bioindustrial Technology. Center of Excellence, yeah, just said that, COE, Center of Excellence. And we're gonna go try and see the power engineering space. All right, well, there's a course going on, so we won't be able to get too far in there, but that's good news. Our students are in class learning. However, at the end of this hall, right through that door, are 2 active TSSA certified boilers that are producing power for this side of the school. Or as we need to, we can produce as much power as we want, specifically for our school. So in power engineering technology, you are going to graduate with your 2nd class power engineer certificate, TSSA 2nd class power engineer certificate, if you finish all 3 years. And that is the highest level of education you can possibly get in the power engineering field from an education institution. So there's 3 colleges in the entire province that have that. We're one of those 3. We're the closest to the Toronto area, where of course there's a massive power demand. So if you want to become a power engineer, you're going to have to seek education that's going to allow you to gain that 2nd class, 3rd class, 4th class power engineer certificate. And we offer the highest level you can possibly get, which is 2nd. And that takes place inside that boiler lab, where we have TSSA certified boilers that produce power for this wing of the school. We also have some other lab spaces like our instrumentation lab. We have a research lab that's right down this hall. You can see one of our research labs down there. It kind of looks like a CSI type scene. Got people working away. And then we're going to walk past a couple other research labs here and an academic lab. So this is the advanced materials testing lab. These are research students inside there conducting some kind of research. And then this is our one of our computer labs. I forget the exact name. Process simulator lab. So this is largely used by our chemical production power engineering program. Students in that program learn how to run chemical refineries, for lack of a better way of explaining it. And those chemical refineries are ran on computers mostly, or control boards. And we can actually simulate those exact control boards on those computers. So it looks like a computer lab, but those are like miniature power plants and chemical refineries inside that space, which are really cool to see in action. We can do like doomsday scenarios, or like, you know, some kind of really destructive scenario where perhaps a boiler unit exploded of some kind, and you as a process operator are working away, monitoring things, doing your thing, controlling aspects of that refinery. Then all of a sudden there's some kind of horrible event. How do you make it safe for people to go inspect that area? How do you start oh, you can't hear me? Hello? Hello? I can hear you. Can you not hear me? Check one, check two. Okay, I think we're back. Finally. That was a long one. Normally these things, you shut it off, you restart it, you connect to Wi-Fi, you shut off the Wi-Fi, something works, and then you just keep doing that until it works again. And it did, but it took us a long time to get there. So for the 5 people hanging out, thank you so much for sticking around with us. We are almost done, so trust me. And then we'll say goodbye for the day. However, this is where we ended things, right outside of our courtyard. Here we got a few different fields, courtyard spots on campus. This always reminds me, though, to talk about some of the fun events that we do on campus, like our annual car smash. That's one of my favorites. So we drop off 2 cars in the parking lot and sledgehammers, baseball bats, and fire axes next to them, and just let students go to town and smash them to pieces as a way to de-stress. We do the same thing in the winter semester, but with paint, and you can paint a car as much as you like. So that's pretty cool. You want to, spray paint the dash. That's one way to de-stress, or maybe in the fall around September to October, somewhere in there, you want to try and chop the steering wheel in half with a fire axe. You can do that too. It's all in the name of de-stressing and letting some stress out that way. If you're not into that kind of stuff though, and maybe you like hanging out with animals, well, we bring in dogs around exams through the Blue Cross, and they'll walk through the hallways with their workers or their people who are guiding them that day, and you just might be able to chill out with a golden retriever or something along those lines, and chill out with the dog as much as you like. So we just walked past A, the cafeteria, it's right behind me, but B, accessibility. Accessibility is there for your success. So if there's any accommodations the school can make for you, either physical accommodations, learning accommodations, perhaps you had an IEP in high school and you want to find similar accommodations that will help you be the most successful student that you can be, accessibility is where you want to start that conversation. So you can set up a one-on-one meeting with our learning strategists at any point during your journey, before you start your classes, after you start your classes, and figure out what those accommodations might look like for you as a future student. You can visit them before you apply, after you apply, once you get an offer, once you confirm your offer, whatever point you want to talk to a learning strategist and get the information that you feel is going to help you be the most successful student you can be. That's where you want to do that. They also can hook you up with physical accommodations. So perhaps you get injured and you need a temporary parking spot that's close to the front door of the college. Well, they can give you those accommodations as well. None of their services affect your credits. They don't modify anything. They just allow you to get the tools to be the most successful student that you can be. Right to my right-hand side is a wall, but behind that wall is our office of the registrar, and there's the front door of it right there. So the office of the registrar is by far one of the most important stops on the school, because every single student, no matter if you're part-time, full-time, whatever capacity you're studying in, interacts with the registrar's office in some way, because they're the people that look after your admissions, your course registration, your payments, your tuition, all that kind of stuff. Scholarships, bursaries, OSAP, financial aid is all inside that office. So very important spot to know about. And we operate differently than any other post-secondary institution out there. We have what are called enrollment services professionals, and that's your person who looks after your program area and helps you with all inquiries related to the office of the registrar and financial aid office in one stop. So if you got questions about OSAP, you email your enrollment services professional. You have questions about financial aid or scholarships, bursaries, or course registration, or payments, or tuition, student fees, you contact your enrollment services professional each and every time. That way you know who to talk to. We know it's easier for you to get the help that you need when you know who you're talking to. And you don't just feel like you're at a busy deli by going to the service desk and taking a ticket and then waiting for your ticket number to be called. And if you did that 10 days in a row, you might talk to 10 different people. It's not like that here. It's like that at every other school out there, but not at Lambton. You contact your enrollment services professional, and they're just inside that office. Right now they're working from home, so that's why the door's closed. However, all that stuff's coming back real soon here. Payments, once again, tuition, scholarships, bursaries, OSAP, financial aid, registration, admissions, graduation, all of that in that office behind me there, the office of the registrar. Then right down this hallway are a few different resources at the very end. You can't really see it too well, but there's a golden sign hanging off the wall. There's a 24-hour access computer lab. There's also an IT service desk, which you can see the blue sign just like right above me there. That IT service desk is there to assist you with all of your logins and all of the information resources you have as a student. So when you apply to Lambton, you're not instantly, it takes a day or two, but you're going to get a login information for mylambton.ca. You're also going to be able to access your student email. Then eventually you'll be able to access your D2L and any other learning software that you might use in your program. If you ever can't access that, or you're having issue, or maybe you're missing courses from your D2L, The IT service desk can get you hooked up, back up, and running very quickly. They also repair and look after college devices. So if you're renting a laptop or an iPad and it's broken or something's wrong with it, you can take it there, they'll hook you up and get you back running. If you have a place, they're a good place you can start that conversation, and maybe, you know, they can help you with a personal device if you're having a computer issue of some kind. Right beside me, this is the Learning Commons. So this is kind of like the study hub of the school. There's, I don't know how many, 70, 80 computers in there now. When I studied here for 3 years in business, I did not bring a computer to school once, because there's so many inside that library and the other computer labs we have on campus. You can hop inside of here and get work done in between courses or before class or after class, whatever you want to do. They also rent out devices like laptops, iPads, audiovisual equipment from that front desk. That's right beside me there. You can see it right there. They also rent out some textbooks. So perhaps if you forgot your textbook at home and there's an important assignment you have to do, check in with the library. They might have that textbook for you to borrow. You can't take it out of the library, but you can use it inside the library. And we're just going to walk past one of the last stops here. This is the health and the door there. You can see some of their information boards. And that is home to, oops, sorry about that. That is home to all sorts of different resources available to students. One, we have a team of certified psycho duty 5 days a week. So if you want to talk to a counselor, we have counselors, a whole team of them here for our student body, for personal counseling, academic counseling, family counseling, all that kind of stuff. They're a great place to check in. As a student, their resources are free for you to access. It's also home to our wellness center. So we have a registered nurse on duty 5 days a week. We bring in a doctor once a week for appointments. We bring in specialized appointments like physiotherapists or psychiatrists in once a month for specialized appointments. So I always say the Health and Wellness Center, which once again is right by that B building sign, right down that hallway, you can see the door there, is there for your personal health, your academic health, and your physical health. Whether you need to talk to a professional for a personal reason, talk to a professional for an academic reason, maybe for me, I want to switch. I'm not quite sure I'm on the best track for what I want to be, or maybe I've lost interest in this program area, but I still want to keep moving forward. They can meet with you to help develop a plan for you to keep moving forward. If you need to see a nurse or a doctor, they're in that office as well. And then any personal counseling, once again, that's one of the best spots you can stop in. You can make an appointment by emailing them at counseling@lambtoncollege.ca. You can call them at 592-7751, extension 3412. Okay, so that's pretty well it. We've covered a lot, and we've only dropped stream 3 times. I don't know, that might be a new record for the minimum amount of drops that we've had. Student lounge there, just wanted to show that off real quick. Place to study. A little bit of a quieter space compared to like the cafeteria. I think the carpet helps with. We are just gonna hop into the lobby of our athletics and fitness complex, and then we're gonna say goodbye. Okay, any last question, anything? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Otherwise, we will thank you guys. This isn't your only opportunity to ask them. Oh, we'll wait to rejoin there. Okay. If you have any questions, this is by far not your only opportunity to ask us. We hold events on the 3 p.m. on every Thursday. We do information events on our website. You can join one of our Microsoft Teams meetings there. They're drop-in information sessions. I'm in there usually every other week. So that starts at 3 p.m. every Thursday. You can email us at info@lambtoncollege.ca. It could not be an easier email address than that, just info@lambtoncollege.ca. That goes right to me and a couple other people on our team here. But it's monitored by real people. It doesn't go to a machine or a robot. We will answer your email inquiries if you email info@lambtoncollege.ca. And you can contact us that way. You can also open up any one of our program web pages, www.lambtoncollege.ca, and open up one of our live chat boxes in the bottom right-hand corner, and you can chat with us there. I'm on that for 3 hours a day. 2 of the other people that I work with are on that for the other hours, so you can contact a real human Monday through Friday, 9 to 3 p.m. by just opening up a live chat box right on lambtoncollege.ca. So always monitored by real people, 9 to 3, Monday through Friday. Okay. It's pretty well it. If you haven't applied yet, there's still time. Today's the last day before the equal consideration application deadline. Mostly applicable for highly competitive programs, but as a safety, it doesn't hurt to just get an application in before tonight at 11:59 p.m. And there's still time to do that. And the good news is, if you are interested in applying and you haven't done so already, and you're a domestic student and applying through ontariocolleges.ca, we will cover your $95 application fee. So there's no reason not to at that point. Applications are not a commitment. You're just opening the door for us to get an offer in front of you. And it doesn't hurt to do that, especially when it's free. So let us know if you want to get that rolling. You can email info@Lambton College, open up a live chat Monday through Friday, 9 to 3. And there's still time. So let us know how we can help you. Okay, we're going to end things here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We'll be back next Tuesday looking at some other aspect of the school. We'll be live Thursday at 3 p.m. You can join through Microsoft Teams on our event calendar if you want to go there. But if not, we will chat with you guys soon and hopefully see you in September. Okay, bye everybody.